Today was a very good day. Very happy with today. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. It is Wednesday, July the 2nd, and I'm not saying it's a great day because we made $103.34. That is definitely not why it's a good day. It's a good day because I had a very solid game plan today. I executed on that plan, and overall, for the most part, had fairly good trades and stayed out of the choppy sideways action today and ended up with a pretty solid day. 2 trades on the funded account and pretty much 2 trades on the evals. I had a couple accounts where I traded some extra, but by and large, just a couple trades today. But the key thing was the Dow Jones. That move, if you watched my daily trade plan this morning, I was talking about this 665 that actually ended up being the 659s. On the bigger time frame, it looked more like the 665s here. But I was expecting for us to test that level today, and I thought if it held, I would take it long. If we fell through, I would take it short. And so I ended up taking it long soon after the open. We had this move down. At the open, we had a little blip up and we fell apart. Tested that. Once we started getting green, I took the long entry there, I think on 4 contracts. And we started to push and we started to fall back and start to fall apart a little bit. We retested this and kind of bounced, and so I added 2 more contracts here, keeping my stop where it was at. And so then I was in with like 6 contracts, and then on this, I almost closed the trade, and I thought I need to hang on to it for a little bit. If we really close heavily below this area, I'll get out. But as long as it looks like we're going to stay in one of the other things I was really that kept me in the trade was all the other markets, the Russell, the ES, and the NASDAQ were all pushing strong as this was falling apart. They were either holding well or pushing higher. NASDAQ was actually pushing up quite a bit. So I felt like I needed to hold on to the trade, and I did. I was down, I think, the worst I saw my drawdown was like 155 or something like that. So it wouldn't have been a huge loss by any stretch of the imagination. But then we got the push out, and I just started to scale off contracts, set a trailing stop after we got up to here, and then this big move back down took me out, which I was fine with. Really ended up being a very good trade. I think about a 1.6 R, which is nice. And then I re-entered here because we ended up having a little bit of a chop session, and then the move continued. And this, you may look at that and say, well, why chase? And it was a chase to a certain point. I mean, it was not really a chase trade, but I labeled it as a price action trade on my on TradeZella, because I was looking at the price action going, wow, we're getting a very strong continued move off this level. And we had a bit of consolidation here, and I thought, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to keep a very tight stop. This is either going to go or I'm going to get stopped out for a minimal loss, very, very small loss. And that's what I did. And my target was up here. My first target was right here at this high. That's where I wanted to get to, and then just kind of ride it from there and see what it does. Well, it didn't quite get there. Hindsight's 2020. Probably could have and should have maybe closed the trade or taken one off there, but I didn't. We started to pull back, and I took one off and just set my stop at break even, and really about a $10 trade. So the good part is the risk was minimal. Might have been, $8 or $10. I really was risking very, very little, and just kind of tacked on a few extra dollars to my trade. So, and that was it. And we pretty much went sideways from there on the Dow Jones. And really, we did completely go sideways on the Dow Jones. There was nothing left. The Russell did have a bit of a climbing day. Very similar. This was also a trade I was looking at this morning. It might have been a little bit of a better trade. Was a bounce off the Friday high of day. I think that was the Friday high. Yep, right here. We did get that. And I was in the Dow trade at the moment. So, whoops, I'm on the wrong screen here. I was in the Dow trade, and I didn't really want to jump into 2 trades and try to manage 2 trades at once, especially copy trading all the evals and everything else. So I just left this go, but that was a very good trade. And again, we were longing into that daily 200 SMA, and so I was really concerned about that, but it ended up being a pretty nice trade, and getting a nice little break and retest move. I did take that on a couple of evals here this afternoon, end of day, and caught that little move at the end of the day, which was great. On the ES, had the morning push, and we just slowly, kind of a slow grinding higher type of a day. Nothing that really intriguing. I mean, yeah, you could have taken some longs here, But you know, anyway, ES was kind of boring today. NASDAQ, again, this was a trade that I looked at this morning in my pre-market plan. Was if we retest this low from Monday and the low from Tuesday, if we retest that and check it out, we made the same exact low again now for 3 days in a row. No, we didn't. That was the Friday low and the Tuesday low. That's it. Friday and Tuesday. We didn't make that low on Monday, but we have a pretty solid triple bottom there, and I was looking for that as well. Like if we test that and we look to hold, take that long. If we fall through it, obviously we look short below the prior day low. And really we just traded in the same range as yesterday. In fact, the low and the high are going to be almost identical to what they were yesterday on the NASDAQ. Here's the thing though, really for me, there wasn't really an entry. The market opened right here at 9:30, and even if I take 2 contracts, I would have had to get in, you know, if I would have got in right at the open, my stop loss would have been pretty much right down here. And I didn't like that. I want a little bit more bandwidth with my stop loss. So there really was no good entry unless I would have went in with 1 contract. Now the trade would have been awesome. If you'd have taken that trade right at the open and rode it, I mean, that was the move. The move on the NASDAQ today was really, for most of the market, was from 9:30 until 11 o'clock. Hour and a half move, and from that point it was complete and utter dead, completely dead. So that was it. So anyway, good day. Very happy with the game plan, very happy with my market read this morning and the fact that I executed on that trade, and I felt like I managed that trade quite well. Had a decent little day on the evals. I think we have, I forget, I have to count, maybe 16 evals that I'm running right now, and green across all of them, mostly $100. 1 or 2 of them might have been up. This one's up 200 and this one's up 150. So, but anyway, some of these are just under 100, but basically, yeah, that's pretty much the long and the short of it there. So good little start on all of them except this one that I've had for a long time that's in drawdown, but the other ones are all sitting slightly above. So nothing great. These couple here are up about 600. So we're still a long ways to go from pass, but I'm not really rushing it. I'm just really trying to focus on discipline, looking at the market like I've been doing, and then executing on that plan, executing the trade plan that I see every day, and just trying to manage the trades a little better than I've been doing. And I feel like I definitely did that today. So that was great. TradeZilla, let's take a quick look, just for kicks and giggles, $100, nothing to speak of, but good R ratio today, 2.52 R. So that was really nice. But again, $100, nothing to talk about really, just 1 little trade or 2 little trades, and hey, it's green is green. So anyway, that's a wrap for today. We'll be back at it. Well, you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. The market, I think, is only open a half day tomorrow and a half day on July 4th. So I don't know. I might just take a couple days off. I'm definitely not trading on the 4th. Might just take off until Monday the 7th. I guess we shall see. If something interests me in the morning, I might look at it. I'm going to be very, very careful. We do have a bit of news. In fact, there's quite a bit of news at 8:30, I think. Yeah, tomorrow at 8:30 or 8:15. Let's move this over, we can see it. Tomorrow is Thursday. At 8:30, we have hourly earnings. We have non-farm employment change. That's a big one. Unemployment rate. And then we have yellow folder unemployment claims. That's all at 8:30. And then at 10 o'clock, we have ISM services PMI. So there's enough there that we might get some good little action right, for the first hour or so until the market closes. So we'll see. I'm not too excited about it. We'll just see what the market holds in the morning, and if we trade it, great. If not, no big deal. So, all right, that's a wrap for today. Once again, thanks for following along. Oh man, I just see that I forgot to change this banner for Take Profit Trader. That's 40% off. By the way, very, very good deal with Take Profit Trader. For $102 gets you a 50K account. If you pass it, you have a funded account for $102. Code BCT gets you that deal. And by the way, if you're using Take Profit Trader, please, if you want me to get credit for the sale, put in code BCT. It will auto-populate with their code, which is kind of scammy, and not scammy, but it's kind of sleazy on Take Profit Traders part. But anyway, So I do appreciate it. I know some of you guys have been using my code recently, and I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And as always, BCT gets the best deal with Apex Take Profit Trader. I think actually Affordable Indicators, my code gets you a discount that this weekend. I think they have like a 40 to 70% off discount this weekend with July 4th. So if you're not using Affordable Indicators and want to take a look at that, some good times to buy some of those things. So again, just throwing it out there for what it's worth. That's what I use, and that's what why I'm sharing it. So again, thanks for following along. Appreciate y'all. Have a great July 4th if I don't catch up with you until next week. So until next time, take care and so long.